Ah, mm-hmm.
So baby, don't go away, just as he went to go.
Hey guys, it's Alerii and welcome back to my channel. So I've changed my recording space so that it ensures the best quality I can get, and so that's a good thing, and hopefully I will see a change in quality. And yeah, so we're going to be focusing on the 1910s. So the 1910s was a kind of crazy era because so many things happened in it. There was suffragette movement, there was the Titanic era, there was World War One, the war to end all wars, which didn't really turn out well, which is very sad. So many things happened, and as a result of all those things happening, fashion kind of changed to kind of respond to everything that was happening. So in this, I guess, in the time order of my Sims, Ethel, Ethel's era was 1903, so Dorothy's era is 1913, just before World War One and the Titanic era. So none of that has happened yet, and nothing has. Fashion is still kind of taken from 1900s and Edwardian fashion. I also forgot to mention that this is in England, so I'm not going to really be doing any American trends. All of this is just happening in England. So Dorothy's timeline's in England, Ethel's timeline is in America. So they are kind of two separate stories. I'm not going to try and connect them. I was originally going to make Ethel British too, but I decided to make her American because of the Gibson beauty standard, which was an American beauty standard, not a British beauty standard. So Dorothy was born in 1897. So on the timeline, that makes her around 16 and 17. So she's still quite young and she has quite a lot to learn. And girls at this time, especially lower middle class girls, they would drop out of school early, and that's exactly what Ethel did. Ethel dropped out of school at 14 years old, and she decided to earn money for her family, and her mum, who is very sick. And she and her 9 other siblings, that's quite a lot of siblings, which was quite common at the time because a lot of lower class families would need help with like farming, because that's what they were usually employed in. So her and her 9 other siblings had to help her sickly mother. So Dorothy decided to get look for a job that would kind of pay her well, but she actually decided to go for a domestic service job. So a lot of girls at this time were actually employed domestic service job, especially a lot of teenage girls, and they got around a yearly salary of $1,300, which doesn't seem that much, but back then money had less money had more value. So 1,000 a year was seen as kind of a decent, I'd say, pay. So sorry if my research is a bit wonky. I tried to research these topics to the best of my ability, so sorry if I'm a bit wonky, and you guys are free to correct me. You're still free to correct me on any mistakes I may have and misinformation I may have put in this video. So you guys also may have seen on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, Alerii Sims. It'll be in the description as always. That I put some pictures of Dorothy, and these pictures of my Twitter page, they represent the kind of pictures that would have been taken. So Dorothy is she is a maid. So on Pinterest I researched 1910s maid pictures, and I saw a lot of them were like full body pictures. Usually the maid was like standing in front of furniture or behind furniture, or touching furniture like a chair. So instead of doing that, I just made Ethel kind of stand next to furniture. So I just wanted to give like a sense of realism, like Dorothy was actually in this era. So hopefully that kind of made sense to you guys. Sorry if I didn't explain it well, because I stutter a lot, so it's not the best thing, but I'm trying to explain it to the best of my ability to you guys to understand. So I want to kind of go into attitudes towards women at this time. So women were still seen as second-class citizens, and they were usually educated for a little bit, then they went to get married, be housewives, have kids, you know, all that stuff, and they weren't usually expected to get work. But the 1910s kind of changed that, because women were actually allowed to kind of be teachers now, and they were allowed to kind of get into the work industry, and that was kind of the breakthrough for women. So yeah, and especially girls, like I mentioned a few minutes earlier, girls would be expected to get married still quite young, so that they would secure, I guess, a place in society. I don't know how to say to put it that way, but yeah, stuff like that. So it was still very hard for women to kind of be recognized for their efforts in society. So Dorothy's character is kind of a she's not afraid to kind of speak her mind, which can kind of get her into some sticky situations, because women were supposed to be seen as kind of silent and kind of you know, they weren't seen as as people who would speak up. So when Dorothy heard about the suffragette movement, and let me tell you, in 1910s Britain, suffragette movement was always on the news. I kind of researched that part too. So when Dorothy heard on the news that suffragette movement was getting bigger, she decided that she would be part of the cause, because she always wanted women to be get the vote, so that they could have an impact on society. So Dorothy, being the kind of a typical girl as she is, she's always like wanted to be let's say she's always wanted to be involved in the athletic career, and it's kind of let's say for the society at that time, it was kind of weird to have women be involved in sports. So Dorothy seen this opportunity that she could that the suffragette movement could change everything for her. She decided to swear herself to the cause. So I haven't really developed her story further than that, because I wasn't sure how to go about it. So since she's still working as a maid, a scullery maid in fact, so she doesn't really I guess I don't have to explain her her story that much. But yeah, sorry if I confused you guys again. I just wanted to go a bit deep into the society at that time, and I kind of explained it in a really confusing way. So if you guys have any comments, please write them down and I'll explain them in words, and hopefully you guys can understand everything, because yeah, I just wanted to make it a bit more easier for you guys to understand. But if you still don't understand what has happened at the time, I would just explain it to you in the comments. So if you need that, just comment below and ask any questions about women or schoolgirls or anything like that. I didn't really go deep into the 1910s, but I will write a little thing in the description, so to explain it to you guys a bit more. So the 1910s, let me just say this again, it did change a lot from 1910 to 1919. So just remember that we are in 1913 right now, so the World War One hasn't happened yet. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and have a great day, guys, and thank you for listening or watching this far. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later, and goodbye.